our episode 2 ng ating series for crash course for our web app. So this will be episode 2 pertaining to how can we actually manipulate the PHP. So previous discussion talks all about the installations of XAMPP tsaka yung operations ng MySQL. So the second discussion for this or the second episode talks all about naman about PHP. So PHP means it is a hyperprocessor. A hypertext processor means it actually executes lines or it actually the back-end logic ng isang web page or ng isang website. So let me open the PowerPoint presentation here. So this will be the presentation for the episode 1. So quick rundown tayo ng ating na-discuss sa episode 1. So this will be the installation. Okay? So the contents, how can we install, what is XAMPP, it is cross-platform Apache MariaDB, or somehow, or sometimes they call this as MySQL. So MariaDB and MySQL has the same or has the same function, but they are different in syntax. So it is created by Apache Friends by 2002 by Kai Oswald and K. Vogel and became the top to go solutions for the local server environment for testing and development. So may isa pa, that will be the NoSQL and the Postgre databases or PostgreDB. So platforms will be Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And ang kagandahan kasi ng XAMPP, you can actually test websites offline. You don't have to make it live para makita mo kung gumagana siya or hindi. Then, XAMPP, ito, yung mga core components niya. And the discussion today talks all about PHP, such as the hypertext processor. So, PHP means server-side scripting language for dynamic web development and processes logic and generates its HTML. So, na-discuss ko last time na si Apache yung nagpapakita na it is a local web server and database or nasa-save ang data si MySQL and PHP processes the data from the interface or the front end. Then this is the download installation. Click nyo lang tong link na to or paste nyo lang to sa browser ninyo, lalabas na yung inyong um, downloads. Make sure na choose 64 or based on the device that you have right now. Then, ito yung web application flow, user interface. Dito yung tinatawag natin na HTML form. Then, kinokollect niya or sinasend niya dun sa tinatawag natin na PHP backend logic. Then, pinaprocess sa server para ma-save doon sa ating database. So, front-end layer will be the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Back-end layer will be PHP scripts, business logic, and database queries. Then, finally, the infrastructure level will be Apache, MySQL, and the file systems. Nakasave siya dito. Input, process, and saving. Sometimes, infrastructure layer din yung nagbibigay ng output sa front end. So, what is MySQL? Na-discuss natin last time. It is a database. It has columns, a big table. It has columns and it has rows. Table talks all about with related data. Columns with specific data. Then, row is meaning na meron tayong single uh, single data entry sa ating database. So, may mga common data types siya such as integer, varchar, text, decimal, date, and boolean. Okay? And quick rundown lang, building the database. So, create database, then create a table na demo na din natin to. And auto-increment, primary key, it is uniquely identifies each rows. Then auto-increment, then not null. Not null means hindi siya pwedeng maging blanco. Okay? And unique, then finally the default. Then inserting data, we do this. So, practice na lang tayo dito sa inserting data. Querying data, how can we actually read them from single select to distinct to filtered out using the where conditions, using and or and not. Tapos sort by. So order by, then order by ascending and descending. Then we have your modify. So this will be the update. Then we have the delete. Okay? So meron mga dangers din dito na dapat greatly specified yung ating where statements. Then here, root. Then yun ang end ng ating um, episode 1 last time. So ito yung PowerPoint presentation for the episode ng part 1. So continue tayo dito or hanapin natin dito ulit yung ating main discussion for today will be the PHP. So let's apply yung mga ginawa natin sa SQL at the same time sa database without actually touching the SQL pane. So open nga natin dito or open ko. Let me open first the web browser here and yung ating oops. Let's find the XAMPP here. Okay, run natin yung XAMPP. Then open natin yung Apache at the same time yung MySQL. So wait lang natin. O nakarun na pala siya. So, pag may nakita kayo ganitong red, meaning your MySQL nagko-conflict siya with different ports. So, dapat walang red to. Okay? Stop nyo to. Okay. Yes. Then, stop nyo din yung isa. Then, yes. All you have to do is start them again. Bigay siya ng quick refresh sa ating mga ports. So, start again. Then, start it again. So, naka-fresh start na siya and make sure that the status of Apache at the same time SQL are both running. Status detected running and status change detected running. So, click na ulit natin to and mag-wait lang tayo ng konti. Then, I'll be opening the Visual Studio Code here. So basically, we'll do everything that we did sa ating first discussion, so episode 1, but we will not touch the database interface na. Dito na tayo sa ating PHP gagalaw. So, wait lang natin. Nag-block out siya. Ayan. So, I will remove this first. And, lagay ko muna siya dito sa notes just in case that we need that later. Ayan. So, ayun, naka-zoom in. Sobrang zoom in. Over naman sa zoom in. Ayan. Perfect. So, na-discuss natin last time na dito tayo nag-create ng database, dito tayo nag-create ng table sa ating PHP admin interface. Now, we try to, delete ko muna to since nasa back end. Operations, then truncate or drop. So, let's see. Uh, Dito tayo nag-create ng mga tinatawag natin na SQL queries. Now, hindi naman all the time na i-access natin tong interface na to. Dito na papasok yung tinatawag natin ng mga PHP or the PHP coding parts. So, this is con.php. Then, in order for us to know if the PHP is actually working, and let's try to print something. So, ang print ng PHP is echo, echo, then double quotes, then semicolon. So, hello world. Hello world. Save natin. Then, let's go with the browser. So, last time, na-discuss ko na din kung paano natin hahanapin yung mga files na nandito sa ating htdocs. So, nakasave lang naman siya sa htdocs and yung pangalan niya kasi is3e. is3e pa. Let's see kung ano yung pangalan niya. is3e pa. So, this is the con. So, printing niya will be hello world. So, the first part that we must do sa isang PHP backend is to connect with the database. So how can we actually do that? So PHP needs access to its interface. So dito, kailangan natin i-define yung four major variables na variable na needed na ating PHP backend. So what are those four? So these are those four. Copy natin and discuss natin siya one by one. Server name, ito yung pangalan ng ating server. Since hindi pa tayo naka-up or hindi pa tayo naka-live, hindi muna natin kapalitan itong mga ito. So, pwede ito, or sige, try nga natin. The variables here starts with dollar sign and the variable name followed by the value. Okay? So, kung string yan, value should include double quotes. Alam naman na natin yung about sa variable. Nagbago lang sa PHP kasi our variable starts with a dollar sign. Okay? So, echo nga natin tong dollar sign na to. Echo. Then, dollar semicolon. So, lalabas dapat dito. Echo. Echo dapat yan. Value. Right? So, yan. Balik na tayo. So, connection with the backend starts with the server name. What will be the server name? That is definitely localhost. This is default. Username is root and password is blank. Then the DB name is the database that we have here, web app. Then, paano namin malalaman, sir, kung gumagana po yan? So, starting with the database or the backend logic, we actually create what we call the event handlers or the error handlers. So, copy natin to, then paste natin here, the connection. So, i-cut ko muna to, and i-discuss natin itong connection. How can we actually create an instance of a connection? So, dollar, this is a variable, new, then MySQLi. Then si MySQLi has four parameters. See? Server name, username, password, and the DB name. So, ibig sabihin, we are creating a new instance or we are creating or connecting with MySQLi with using these four variables. So, sir, paano pag mali itong web app? Okay, hello. Yan. So, try nga natin kung mahahanap niyo yung database na hello or DB name na may hello. So, this is how can we check for the connection. So, dollar sign, arrow, and error, a connection error. It gives a variable or it gives an error or it gives an error message what happened doon sa ating connection. Dollar con, we are checking for an error, connect error, or if meron tayong connection error na na-detect. So, try nga natin to. So, ayun, nagbigay siya ng fatal error or error message. Sabi dito, uncause MySQLi exception, meaning database hello does not exist or unknown database. So, hindi daw mahanap yung hello. Okay? So, try natin baguhin to ulit. Balik sa web app. So, wala siyang in-output since wala naman tayong positive note sa check connection. So, lagyan ko dito siya ng else statement. Then, echo natin yung connection successful. Successful. So, it is connected with the database just fine. Okay. So, that is how meron pala akong, hindi ko pala nakapta. That's how we actually connect with the database. So, $con, this is the connection, this is the connection line from the backend to the database. Then we go with our CRUD operations ulit by using the connection. So, mag-define tayo dito ng SQL statement. SQL, or this is a variable, create statement. Okay, is equals to, yan, uh, create table. What will be the table name? Let's say, employee data. Employee data. Tapos, meron siyang mga columns such as, um, may mga columns siya. Ano ang mga columns natin dito? Yan. May mga columns siya or ibaba ko to. Yan. Select ko siya dyan. Kasi nasanay ako sa ganito eh. Yan. Employee data, meron siyang, let's say, employee, employee ID, and it is an integer. Integer. Then, meron siyang, let's say, 8. Then, it is unique. Yan. Comma. What else? LF name. F name. It is varchar. And it is, meron siyang 25 characters. Then, ganun din kay F name. F name. Meron siyang age. So, age will be, let's say, integer will in age. And integer age, it is 3. Wala naman siguro abot ng 1,000. Then, semicolon. And then there. Then, in order for us to actually cut this SQL statement, kailangan natin siya ng semicolons. So, mind you, na ito lang yung nire-run natin sa mismong SQL page ng ating interface. Ito lang, ganyan lang siya. Okay? Pero dito kasi, it is enclosed na sinaset natin siya as a variable. So, since this is Word, naka-enclose dapat siya sa dalawang double quotes. Right? So, paano natin isi-send itong statement na to using this connection? Okay? Kumbaga, we are sending to the connection. We are sending the query to the connection. Okay? So, paano yan? Let's try to do this. $con, nanat natin yung con, then use the keyword query. Then, use the variable that we have. Okay. So, sabihin, semicolon, connection. Via this connection, I am sending a query that store in this variable. By this connection, I am sending a query that is stored in this variable. So, ang output nito is always Boolean, pero sige try natin. So, let's say echo natin to. Sige, echo. The output of this should be, the output of this will be a Boolean statement. Okay? Pag true, successful yung pagsasend. Pag false, that will be, merong errors pagsasend ng ating query. So, let's try to do it. Tagalin ko to. Okay? Then, let's go here. Then, save. Then, refresh. May 1. Nakita nyo yun? Nagkaroon ng 1. 1 means true. Okay? 0 means false. Try nga natin, tignan kung may nakreate nga talagang employee data dito sa ating web app. So, pag refresh ko to, dapat may lalabas na employee data na table. Ayun. Meron siyang employee data na table with the columns that I have actually presented. Then, check natin yung structure niya. Meron kayong nakitang susi doon. Ibig sabihin, we cannot actually create the same employee ID since it is unique. So, try natin gumawa here by creating another statement. i-comment ko na to since nakaka-create na tayo. Wait lang. Sige. Since boolean ang output nito, 1 or 0, try na natin lagyan to ng handler. If, yan, cut natin to, then send here, double quotes, else, echo error. Echo, then error. Tapos, since alam naman natin kung paano siya mag-connect, $con, dot, $con, ano yung error na nakita niya? Okay? Error. Bigay siya ng error report. Echo, success. Success. Refresh natin to. Oops, ayun pala siya. Okay? So, create statement. No, ano pala siya, na comment ko pala siya. Magbibigay na siya ng error kasi existing na yung table. Sabi niya, table employee already exists. So, pinapakita niya yung error na nag-create na siya. Nag-false na to kasi nga meron na talaga siyang data, meron siyang table na pangalan employee data. Try natin i-delete. Try natin i-drop para makita niyo yung difference niya. So, drop ko tong table na to. Ayan. Then, i-refresh natin siya. Yun, success. Sabihin, nakapag-create siya ng table. Okay? Now, pag ni-refresh ko to ulit, since naka-create na siya ulit, ulitin na naman ito from the start, hindi na siya magka-success, mag-error na siya. Kasi nga, already existing na yung table. Okay? So, kada refresh nyo, nag-execute tong buong PHP statements na meron tayo dito. So, ganun lang siya for that. Let's create naman, let's insert data. So, we actually did creation. Then, let's try to create data. So, comment ko to, and let's create another variable here. Pangalan niya insert info. Okay? Then, another, ganun na naman, SQL ano na naman, query. So, insert into the table name. What will be the table name? That is employee data. Employee data. Ano to ha? Case sensitive pala si PHP. So, kung mali yung table, mali yung name, ayun, tama naman dito, employee data. Then, followed by the columns. Ilan yung columns natin doon? Meron tayo employee ID, followed by, hindi ko employee ID. Dapat same din pala siya ng column name, F name, followed by L name, followed by H. Then, explain ko pagbaba, values. Then, yan, comma, employee ID will be, employee F name will be Axel, for example. Then followed by Millet, then H, then F4. Then, meron tayong blank here. So, hindi natin pala na-set na auto-increment yung ganito kanina, pero sinet natin siya as unique. So, let's try to have here 1. Since employee data starts at 1. So, we actually created a query. Now, we should send it now. Or we should send it back. So, parang may error. Let's see what happened here. Insert into, it returns an error. Check natin yung nangyari. Values. dapat wala siyang ibibigay na ganung line. Let's see what happened here. Values, employee data, then values, unaffected error identifier. Ah, okay. Use tilde. Use tilde. About single quotes. Single quotes talaga siya. Hindi siya single quotes. Ayan, single quotes lang siya. So, here, mako-confuse kasi si PHP ano yung starting and ending point ng ating query. Nakita nyo kanina doon, I used double quotes here. So, baka ma-detect kasi ni PHP na hanggang dito lang siya. So, in order for us to have insert ng string, safe na, gumamit na lang tayo ng, ng single quotes. So, alam mo, integer ito pala. So, yan. Then, we actually send this data to our connection. So, connect, send query using query, then the variable that we have here. Then, semicolon. So now, let's try to i-disable ko na to kasi pang-check lang din naman to. Then, i-copy ko to para malaman natin kung naka-send ba siya. So, you don't have to do this all the time. This is just like an error handler or error handling para makita nyo lang kung successful nga ba siyang nag-send dun sa database natin. So, ayan. Paste ko lang siya dito. Ayan. So, let's try to check first the database. Meron nga ba tayong naman sa employee? So, as first, wala. Wala tayong naman sa employee. So, let's try to refresh this page. Or i-go natin yung page na to. Okay? Duplicate entry 1. Nag-send na siya. Wait lang. O, meron na pala. O, sabihin, na-send na yung query pala kanina. So, try natin itong i-delete. Then, saka natin siya i-refresh. Nag-run na siya agad. Ayan, meron na siya agad. So, kada refresh ko dito, meron na siya agad na insert. So, how can we, ayun, meron na siyang insert agad. Successful na agad siya. Nag-run na agad siya. So, add pa tayo ng data. O, ayaw na niyang ma-insert yung 1 kasi nga, nag-exist na yung 1. So, create pa tayo ng data, comma. Tanggalin mo na yung values doon. Ito yung values tayo. So, let's do 2. And Sarah Miller. Okay? So, may error pa din yan kasi nga, nag-exist na yung 1 doon. So, gawin ko tong 2, and gawin ko tong 4, 3. So, may accelerat na kasi doon. Nakasave na sa database yung permanently, not unless delete natin. So, we need the 2. Save na rin to. Okay. Refresh natin siya. Abay, 2 na agad. Ang bilis niya mag-insert. Nag-send agad siya ng, ayun, nag-insert siya agad. Once na binuksan natin ito, meron na siya agad updates. So, super bilis. Super bilis nating na send tong mga data na to. So this is static pa din. And let's do, meron tayong create, meron tayong update, ay meron tayong insert, meron tayong create. Create pa din pala to, create. Still create. How about update? So, i-comment ko to. Comment ko na naman tong buong to. And we start using the insert, read, update on update. Update. And update. Update. So, dollar. Then, the variable name equals to update. Ano yung table name? Table natin employee data. Update employee data. Specifically, set natin. Set natin yung fname. For example, fname is equals to um, honey. Then, where ID, employee ID is equals to 1, followed by a semicolon. So, okay na yung query natin. Let's try to send the query using the connection on send this query and use the dollar updates. Save natin. Check muna natin si employee data. Iset down niyo yung F name ni Honey sa employee ID 1. So, sa employee ID 1 is it is Axel. And the update says that na ito yung kanyang i-updates. So let's try to refresh this. Okay, wala naman siyang in-output. Pero check natin yung backend ay yung database kung may updates pa talaga. So meron nga siyang update here. So this is how we actually send updates using PHP. Then finally, the delete. So last na, si delete. Delete. How can we actually delete this? So start tayo using the query na naman, delete is equal to double quote, delete from employee data, employee data, where, alam na natin to, ano yung gusto natin gawing tracker. For example, employee ID is equals to 2, 3, wala, 3. Sige, 2 na lang. Then, we actually send this query using the connection that we created earlier. Then, uncomment ko to. Then, use. So, check natin here. Wala naman siyang output. Or, sige, lagyan na din natin siya. Lagyan din natin siya here. It's just ano lang to. Parang may feedback lang yung code na na-delete nga talaga siya. Success. Info. So, pag na-refresh ko to, success. Info deleted. So, sino dinilit natin? Si employee number 2. Employee number 2 will be in the pool. So, pag refresh ko to, wala na si Winnie the Pooh. Sir, paano pag na-refresh mo to? Since na-delete naman na talaga siya, so ulitin na naman niya to, itong statement na to, mahanap pa rin kaya niya si employee 2. Okay? Tignan natin kung mabibili siya ng error. Okay? Hindi siya nabibili ng error, pero technically, wala naman siyang nadidelete or wala na siyang nadidelete doon sa background since hindi niya nahahanap yung employee 2. So what if, delete ko employee, sinend ko employee 1 at next, refresh ko siya. So, technically, nag-run ulit yung statement na yun at mawawala na dapat si honey. Okay? That is for the SQL query using PHP. So, ayan. How naman yung ating tinatawag na read? Okay? So, read has a different point of view or iba naman yung point of view ni read. So, try natin yung ating pag-read. So, dollar data is equals to, ay wala na pala tayong data, no? Isa na lang pala yung data ko. Si Hara, Elnim, H. So, hingi tayo ng help sa pag-create ng data na naman sa AI. So, this is the good end ng AI na hingi tayo ng extra help sa pag-create ng dummy data. So, sa GPT, sa GPT na lang sa bilis siya. Mag-create tayo ng at least 100 data. Yan. So, hingi tayo dito ng madaming values. So, hingi tayo dito ng data at least 100 para madami tayong ma-retrieve. 51, 58. So, pag yan, 6, 7. So, generate lang tayo ng madaming examples o madaming data. So, okay na to. Copy ko to. Then, should I paste it here? Parang pangit kasi nga haba siya. So, i-hack na natin siya dito sa main na to. Tatanggalin ko yung 3 kasi nga alam naman natin na yung ID should be unique. So, tatanggalin ko tong 3 na to. Kasi baka magkaroon ng conflict or magkaroon ng errors. So, i-do ko siya. Do. So, meron tayong 99 new rows inserted. So, check natin siya. O, yun, ang dami. Okay. So, how can we actually retrieve that and print it on our first page? So, select all from employee then dollar one send this query then dollar data. Let's see kung nag-run siya or meron siyang ibibigay sa ating output sa front page. Oops, wala. So, wala or na-send siya. Pero, paano natin siya i-display? Or how can we actually display this? So, i-cut ko muna for episode 2.1 and itutuloy natin for episode 3 for how can we print or how can we actually print data from the back end from the database to back end to our ito, wala ka siya nilalabas. So I will be cutting this video and I will be continuing for episode